Welcome everybody. This is Technical Tuesdays volume 39, and we know it's been a good few weeks since our last episode. So for all of our new viewers, followers and subscribers to our YouTube channel and platforms of social media, my name's Sean and I'm just one half of Astrofx. Now today, me and Nat, we were wrapping up all of our information to provide you with a topic on the Federal Reserve and quantitative easing, and also the interest rates as well, because we are coming up to times where there may be some changes with the major central banks and the interest rates and so on. However, it was such a huge topic that we didn't get it all done today. We were trying to condense all of our information, but we're going to bring that topic and subject to you guys on Technical Tuesdays volume 40. That's right, the big 40. We thought it'd be a great one to celebrate the Technical Tuesdays 40th anniversary, so to speak. So that one will be coming next week. Now it's been a while, as I just mentioned, 3 or 4 weeks now, and our last video was in regards to the market crash, where we went through a nice in-depth breakdown of all of the charts here in front of me, and also some of the indices and other markets too. And we spoke briefly about the correlation to the US dollar and inflation and so on. Again, we're going to be going into further detail on our next video. In terms of trading, we've had some great trades in the last 3 weeks. I'm going to point those out. Some sudden boosts on the Euro USD. Some analysis from the last Technical Tuesdays came through, USD CAD especially. We're going to go through gold as well today. But yeah, it's been a relatively, me and Nat, we decided to take 2 weeks off. Nat was over here somewhere, I was over here, and yeah, we kind of stepped back from Astro teaching, etc. We were just focusing on trades really, and Nat put the vlog, our first vlog, on the YouTube, which we're very grateful of all the kind comments, and we hope that it did serve you guys as motivation and so on. So stay tuned for the next one, which is going to be at the end of next week, which is going to be a very interesting one, to say the least. So yeah, trading's been okay. Some break-even positions. We haven't really tried to fight the market, and I'm sure you guys know the liquidity volume has been quite low across the board. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to jump straight into technicals. I'm going to start with Euro USD. For you guys who've been following us on social media, Twitter, Instagram, etc. Aussie Dollar coming through nice. We were long at 0.7. We're nearly 150 pips up now, but I'll break that one down too, and exactly why we chose that trade. We're going to go into the S&P index too, and the FTSE, and a little bit on gold also. So I'm going to dive straight in and just get this information out to you guys as soon as possible. So enjoy. Okay everybody, let's get straight to it. As mentioned, market, a few pairs haven't been the most exciting to trade recently, as like Euro USD right in front of me now. I've had some sudden bursts on this one, a little bit all over the place. I'm going to start with, though guys, Aussie Dollar. So Aussie Dollar, around here to the left, when we were above 0.7500, and this is all on the videos, it's all on YouTube, I was actually anticipating a lower break into the territory of 0.7250s, 0.700s. Pleased to say, I did take a few short opportunities on this. I missed 2 of the best ones though. I was away in Paris for one. I can't remember what I was doing for the other, but 0.7 was achieved. Now I did actually express that not only will this level potentially be achieved, but this level will also act as a strong, solid barrier for the Aussie dollar. Now I've been monitoring Aussie dollar for over 2 years, from way up the highs. We broke out weekly chart, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, etc. Now we've come to this 0.7, and it's a huge monthly barrier. So the monthly barrier, I'm not sure if you can just see here, the momentum was slowing down. Last month it was more of an indecisive candlestick, closed weekly, and that's where it gets interesting. Now the weekly, if I can just move some of this out of the way, weekly time frame, when I go to the daily, you'll understand we had 2 tweezer tops, which is a reversal, and also a Fibonacci 61.8 retracement, which I'll draw on in a moment. But the weekly, last week, we've been struggling around this level. Dipped down, whipped back up. Again, couldn't close below. Next week, couldn't close below. price managed to sustain and close for the week above 0.7, and also a doji again, indecisive. So this tells me that the momentum is really slowing down on this pair now, and it's looking at 0.7 as being a potential change in the overall trend. That's a bold statement to make. However, due to me monitoring this pair and living this pair out for such a long time, it could be time. However, there's more confluences that need to be fulfilled yet in order for it to be an official reversal. So one confluence would simply be okay, we broke this blue trend line here, we're about to potentially break this one. However, this one here, this blue one, that's the important one, because that's my weekly trend line, and once that weekly trend line is broken to the upside, we could then see 0.8 in quite a short space of time. So let me just go down to the daily to break down what I'm seeing here. So we bounced back up from our first spike through 0.7, quite a volatile in a volatile manner actually. We've come up here, and what this is just a simple zone of supply up here. Try that on. And it's also a Fibonacci from A, B, C, and D. However, D wasn't fulfilled, and it actually made a new higher low. Not only did we have the weekly doji and we couldn't close, etc., but we had one here and then one here also. So it tells me that this was a key level. Now we've pulled back up, and I posted this last week. I was long Aussie. If I can just remove that. I've had this here drawn on since we were way back. It finally came through, so I can remove that from my charts. Anyway, I just had a tab on there that said long at 0.7030 or 0.7. So I've been in an active buy trade on this currency pair at the moment. So I'll just pull that up. So yeah, I'm long on this. Let me just pull it up. I'll give you exact. Alright, Aussie Dollar. Here, 0.7034 that's my first running position, and I'm also long Euro USD, which is coming through quite well. Okay, it's come pretty decent. Well, nearly 100 pips up on Aussie. I'm around 60 up on Euro USD. Now, with that being said, I'm actually going to hold this trade. 0.7150 was target 1. However, looking at today's close, and if I can just remove, I can see the MA is about to cross over perhaps. Next upside target, if 0.7150 is broken, guys, if we have a strong daily close today, 0.7300 is going to be the next upside in my books. It's completely up to you how you want to play that. Do you want to play it on smaller time frames? Using this analysis right in front of you here. You know, in terms of stop losses and risk reward, etc. My stop loss, I kept a stop right nice and tight above here, around 15 to 30 pips, just below this mini level of support. Today I moved my stop loss up only 20 pips past my entry, so it's a risk-free trade. And now just zooming down to this 4 hour, we can see there's my target. That strip is just solely for my target because it was more or less halfway to the next key level of resistance. But yeah, I'm going to hold this trade. If I get a nice strong close, I'm just going to trail it up every maybe 30 pips, or watch every daily candle close for this thing to potentially break through this trend line here, and then more so maybe come up to break 0.7280, 0.7300. If that's broken, we're going to see 0.7530s. Now just remember that it could roll over. However, I'm just putting so many things into, there's a lot more going on inside my head, but I'm not going to give everything away. But yeah, Aussie long right now. I think that's one of the strongest setups. Now if I just relate that to USD CAD, because this pair, sorry, that's not USD CAD, USD CAD. Okay, yeah, brilliant. USD CAD and Aussie have a slight correlation. You can go back in the old volumes, and this is the Fibonacci on USD CAD A, B, C, and look at the accuracy. I was saying 1.3400 on USD CAD and 1.3450. We actually came up to 1.34. Yeah, I think it was bang on 1.3450. You have to go check in for yourselves because it's taking me a while to zoom in here. However, we pinned the monthly resistance, closed as a shooting star last week, lots of momentum behind last week's candle, and now we're getting the follow through. Follow through downside key level for USD CAD is right here, 1.2727. But yeah, the correlation here between the CAD and the Aussie is both dealing with the commodities and so on. But yeah, if this continues to fall, it supports my Aussie long. So Aussie goes up, USD CAD goes down. Not all the time, but because it depends on the key levels we're working with. But looking at USD CAD, brilliant. It's hit 1.3450. You can see that right there now. I'm posting this on Twitter, the Instagram. I was long on USD CAD, and for the Astrofx followers on Instagram, I was long. And I think it was the last Fed meetings on the 15th and 16th. I had a wide stop loss right below here. It was a 1-to-1 risk reward trade. However, I was a bit wary, and I brought my stop loss back up just below this key level of support here because of the Federal Reserve speech when they were going to discuss the interest rates and so on. And unfortunately, I was stopped out around 100 to 120 pips. After I seen this reversal candle here, I just left it alone. I did say it's due to go up and make a new higher high, which it did. However, I didn't enter. I just took a loss on that one because that capitalized on Euro USD, which I'll go over soon. So this looks like as if this key level here 1.3 is taken out, then I think we may even have a trend reversal on our hands. Now, with that being said, on a correlating market, I either pick one or another to trade. USD CAD is looking great to the downside. Looks like a brilliant trade. However, I'm fully absorbed in the Aussie dollar at the moment. As you can see, 1.7144 on a live market. We did say 0.7150. So yeah, for all those people who took our trade call and the analysis that we did post out last week, I hope everybody gained some pips and a nice amount of money also. So that's Aussie and USD CAD in a nutshell. Quickly going to go on to Euro USD. This analysis has been drawn on for ages as well. There's so many people out there screaming sell Euro USD, etc. Everyone has their own trading style, and we could have made some alright money on Euro USD, more so intraday. But I'm in this for the long run. Me and that, I've been studying Euro USD, and we've this analysis here, and we've gone over this with multiple students as well, UK and non-UK. And yeah, at the moment, we have barrier support here, we have the trend line support, we have the massive weekly support, and then we have this other level of support. You can go back onto the other videos where we fully break down the monthly time frame, the weekly time frame, and so on. But I do think soon this thing's going to blow out the top. We're going to break this trend line. Once that trend line is broken on the daily time frame, and the MAs have crossed over, these are my MAs, which I like to use, but whatever your style and strategy is, if you want to combine it with this analysis. But a great trade setup would be a daily break above this key level, and once we're hovering above 1.13 on the daily, we can go for a long trade, looking to place stops below this key level of support here perhaps. And what makes this something else is this Fibonacci right here, because I had a fib A, B, C, D, and it was achieved. It pulled back, brilliant, and now we have A, B, C with holding strong above the 61.8, and that's our target up there, 1.1947. Now I'm going to hold to that. I trust my analysis, I trust Euro USD with the fib if you draw it on properly. So that is around 700 pips from where it is now. However, it just needs to break that line, the slightly counter trend line. Once we do get that momentum running, we just need to break 1.15 and then we're gone. 1.19s, then 1.2s. So first of all, we want to be taking profits maybe up here, and then watch for a break of that or trail your stop. Everyone has different trade management rules and so on, but we're currently long on Euro USD. I've just showed you that on my phone, and Aussie dollar as well. So Euro USD, I haven't actually covered my entry with my stop loss yet. However, Aussie, it's a risk-free trade right now. Many people are asking about GBP USD. I'll just break this one down in a nutshell. This thing is in a world of its own right now, because we have this huge reversal candle here, and we had last week's doji close, which was an indecisive close. The Fibonacci I have drawn on here is A, B, C retracement on the 61.8 with a shooting star. Broke a few other confluences to the downside. It has made its new lower low. Right, scenarios for this: it could roll over to 1.5 downside to our Fibonacci target and a key level of support, or it could pull back, make a new lower high, and potentially bounce from here for bounce on the trend line and retest maybe the 38.2. It's not one at the moment that I'm really concerned with, because it's kind of a 50-50. It could pull back, it could just rally all the way up, or it could pull back, hit these confidence around here, then break back down. But that's the actual setup there, but it's in no man's land right now, because the best risk reward trade would have been after 61.8, stops above daily resistance, etc. And probably looking at that, probably a 1 to 3 risk reward to 1.5 downside target. So yeah, it's not all that at the moment. Right, Euro JPY just quickly. Euro JPY is a mess. The only two scenarios I'm looking at on this, trying to keep this chart as clean as possible, is a break below here, or more importantly, if we find that Euro strength, which I've just explained on Euro USD, we could in fact break back above 137 on a daily and come up to back up to 140s. But again, with that one, what I try and do is I try and condense the best 1 or 2 out of maybe 5 to 7 and make my decision based on that. Gold quickly. Gold weekly last week, I was looking at gold, I think it was Thursday or Wednesday. I was thinking, you know what, if this closes as a nice strong bearish candlestick, then we could be in for a continuation into this week to break this line here. However, we didn't get that. Now the weekly, if we just remove the MAs, we are in fact looking kind of strong. These could be higher lows. I need to sit down with gold properly, because I haven't looked at it in a few weeks since I've been back off holiday. But if 11.19, 11.20 is holding, depending on this monthly close, if we break this trend line here, it could be a bottom on gold. I've been looking for a bottom for ages, but it's something that I need time to sit back on and then study other factors as well, which are going to come in volume 40 with the interest rates and so on. So daily, if we can get a daily break above here, it might be time to buy gold medium term on the charts. But yeah, it would be the end of the month until I could really say, you know what, this could be a potential reversal, it'll be a great time to buy gold and so on. So there's gold. Just want to touch upon a few things that I did go through on the market crash video, because everyone was screaming market crash. 1 second. However, we said it may just be the calm before the storm, and we went through the S&P, the SPX here. I'll go to FTSE in a moment, and this is still drawn on from the last video. Now, I said if we stay above this level here, we could potentially come up to make all-time new highs. I'm not sure at what level, but it could be a new higher high. And we said this in the midst of all the madness when stuff was still going on all around the world and whatnot. So technically this is held above that level. S&P, SPX, this thing may rally to new highs before the real crash may occur, which we did mention and broke down on the market crash volume 38. So if you haven't seen that, you can go back and see that. Also alongside that, FTSE. So the FTSE 100, let me just see if this thing's my internet. Okay, FTSE, it won't load, but if you go look at the FTSE as well, it's a similar price action, and we are expecting that to go up and make new highs. We've also seen a little bit of a rally in oil too. So just to recap, Aussie dollar, potential trend reversal. Next targets, if we have a strong daily close, 0.7280, 0.7300. Euro USD, once we get a daily close back above 1.1300, we can take a long position with a brilliant risk reward, depending on how long you want to hold it for. But our trading style, for those new viewers, it's not intraday, it's not waiting for a load of indicators to line up, it's looking at the bigger picture, getting all of the details from the bigger charts, and then transcending that information down to one of the time frames in particular where we can actually go for a decent risk reward trade. So I hope that analysis has helped. You know, this USD CAD as well, that's one on the watch list, but it comes down to your preference. GBP USD is a bit all over the place. Lower time frames on this, just to recap, 4 hour. Nah, my charts, my internet's just gone off for some reason. But yeah, USD CAD, Euro USD, Aussie, FTSE, S&P, etc. Maybe some new highs, and waiting for the end of the month for gold as well. Astrofx, our website, astrofxc.com. We're going through a little bit of we're taking it to the next level, basically. New logos, new videos, etc. That should be out, and by the next time our next video is out, or by the time our next vlog comes out, or we may just do a whole video about that, but it's going to be posted on social media and so on. So lots of new content, and also everything FX. We're ready to launch that at the end of this month, or around the end of this month as well. We added all of our new content on there, 100+ pages for all of the people who are just getting into Forex. So stay tuned, guys, there's a lot coming. Hope that helps. Wishing you a prosperous and pitful week ahead. Share the video, give it a like, and message us for any other details upon our services. So thank you.